You are live. We are live.
We're live.
That
Hello.
means us.
We're here. Hello and welcome to another Tuesday night edition of the Land Flipping Formula, brought to you by Peloton.
Brought to you by Peloton. I don't know what their slogan is, but it's kind of fun to ride. So,
How often are you
Peloton,
using
it's
it?
kind of fun to ride. I ride it like twice a week, 3 times a week maybe. It's pretty
Uh,
good. I like it. It's a good addition.
yeah. So we're gonna have some special introduction today on the show. We got a few people. We're gonna let people kind of come in here on the live, and then we got some big announcements today. We got one of our star students, Freddie. He's always here to support us. We love you, Freddie.
Freddie, the man, the myth. How's it
Um,
going, Freddie?
Yeah, I think Freddie, you're gonna get a lot of attention today because part of the topic is some of the deals that our students have done, and you're always pretty awesome about sharing the deals that you've done. So yeah, we'll wait a little bit longer for people to come in, and then we will tell you about our big plans and some of the new things that we are doing. Willie, what's on your mind?
That's a good question. I don't know. Not a ton. Had a nice long weekend. Was out at the lake in Michigan. Drove a few hours over there. Had a nice little good paddleboarding sessions. A little hike. Just hanging out in the lake. And now I'm back and down to talk about land. How you doing, Paul?
I'm doing well. I was in the office all day yesterday, just catching up. By the way, I hear the land market in Michigan is pretty great.
Yeah,
That's
there's
one
some good
market I
lots out
want
there.
to. That's one market I want for us to actually look at some point, and it's close enough to Chicago.
Yeah, it's not bad. We can take a little drive over there. I saw some good lots. I actually saw some lots for sale. Didn't call the number, but I definitely thought about it. So, yeah, I don't know. Do we have any topics that you want to touch upon today? I know we have a couple surprise guests. I don't know if you want to introduce them, talk about them, but we have some students, some people doing deals, and going to try to help us out a bit.
Yeah. So, as many of you guys know, we have a very, very, very large land business. Last month we closed out. We sold 66 properties, not including our cash deals. That was simply just owner finance terms, and it's really led to a lot of our attention being placed on our land business and not so much on the coaching business. And we love like having interactions with our students, and sometimes you come across some students that are just they understand it, and what I'm getting at is we are going to start shifting more of our attention towards the land business just because we are growing at such a rapid pace. And we have two star students that kind of approached us who they've done some land deals, and they are, running a land business themselves, and they kind of joined us on our team in our land business as well as the coaching business. And we want to introduce you to them, and you're going to start seeing a lot more of them. So without further ado, I would like our audience to meet Carlo and Omar. They are here. Hold on. We will move them around. And there they are.
There's the
What's up,
team.
guys? What's going on, guys? How's everybody doing?
So on the right is Carlo, and on the left is Omar. Can you guys introduce yourselves a little bit?
Yeah, definitely. So I'll go first. So yeah, so like I said, my name's Carlo. I am an active land investor and recent student of Land Investing Pros. Definitely love the course, love everything that it was about, and Paul and Willie, I approached them. I was very interested in land overall in their business, and they kind of just thought that we would do a pretty good job teaching it ourselves. So wanted to partner up with Omar and let him give a little introduction about himself.
So what's going on, guys? My name's Omar. So me and Carlos are our partners, and we sell our own land on our own. And we're down here in Florida, so we're enjoying the water while we sell land. Like we're on the boat, we're making phone calls, we're still doing our thing. But every day when that clock hits 5, it's boat time.
It's wake surfing time.
And after that, we come home, we make land. That's just how it goes.
That's right. We sell land, and then we enjoy the water. That's what we do.
All right. Well, that's great. Yeah, and you guys just seem like straight hustlers, getting involved in the land business. and trying to sell some property. So we appreciate you guys helping us out. And yeah, I think it's gonna be a good partnership. And I know you guys are gonna provide a ton of value and a lot of content. And yeah, I think it's gonna be great. So yeah, so cool. And by the way, if anyone has any questions for myself, Paul, Omar, Carlo, anyone, feel free to just comment in the chat if you guys want to hear the perspective on how they got started investing in this business and in their experience. Maybe we should dig into that a little bit. And I know you guys got some topics as well, but before we get into that, I guess Freddie's got a question here. Why don't we go ahead and answer Freddie's question? Can you guys go over some owner financing basics? I have Willie's template and a few others. Do I just get the buyer to sign and have them send a check for a bigger down payment? After the final payment, do I tell the county it's changing owners? Paul, do you want to discuss how we execute our owner finance deals?
Yeah, sure. So, sorry, I'm reading. Let me read the question one more time here. Yeah, so basically you're going to want to have them sign the contract, get as much down payment as you want. Our rule of thumb is that you want to have a payback in 12 months or less. Anything more, and it's, we just shoot for 12 months. A lot of people take longer. A lot of people take longer to, I'm losing my train of thought. It's 6 p.m. So yeah, a lot of, it depends on the down payment that you want to take. If you have a buyer ready to go that's willing to give you a large down payment, go for it. Get as much as you can, because then everything after that is profit once you have made your initial back. Our business model is a little bit different. We go for very low down payments at a high volume in order to get the most amount of buyers. But yeah, so what you want to do is get your down payment from them. Get the down payment, and then
we get our down payments via credit card. So people go on our website and check out literally with a credit card. Once the payment comes through, we have the virtual assistants go in the back end of our company. They'll go in our system and come up with the terms paperwork. They'll fill in the buyer information. They'll fill in the property information. They will go ahead and review it, and then they will upload it and send it to that buyer through signnow.com. So sign, SIGNNOW, signnow.com. It's kind of like DocuSign. So they'll go ahead and sign the paperwork straight on there. And so all that happens within one business day. And that's kind of what we tell the buyer to expect the paperwork then. And so we require the payment before they get any paperwork. And a lot of that has to do with building credibility with your website and your salesmanship, having them trust you that you will actually give them the paperwork and all the legal documents needed with the transfer. So there's I guess the documents that I had sent you, the purchase agreement, the promissory note, those are two documents that we make them sign, which the purchase agreement is effectively a land contract. But that's how we execute it. Freddie, if you got any other questions about that or more specifics, feel free to just comment. But hopefully that answers at least the bulk of your question.
To add on to that, I want to say is that when the buyer is buying a lot, sometimes they'll ask you to put it down like a bigger down payment. And that's on their end. We're not asking for a bigger down payment. So if they want to do that, that option is available. But for us, and you guys, we're not asking for that. We're asking for the initial, that low down payment, and then just get the recurring monthly payments. But if they want to add more down payments, that's on the buyer.
Yeah, no, I think I totally agree with that. So I think Freddie was saying that if they were submitting a larger down payment, but like you said, we generally keep it low down payment, make it easy for them. So we kind of like to get the buyers in the door. So I mean, yeah, if you have them submit a larger down payment, they could certainly do so. They could send you a check. They could send a wire. They could send a bigger credit card payment. However you want to make that work. So that's totally up to you on how you want to structure the deal, Freddie. We got a Facebook user says, "Hey guys, I don't know if you want to know who that is, Paul, but
I know that guy.
Sharon Gordon Smith says, how long did it take to complete the training, and tell us about your first deal?" So yeah, I guess this is a good question for you guys.
Yeah, so definitely we can talk about this. So I would say the entire training, like the entire course itself, probably took us a weekend overall. We definitely watched it all the way through, and then after we watched it all the way through, we followed it step by step to actually build the business, to go through the buying process, to find a market that was actually somewhere that we wanted to mail, and then when we actually were ready to market it, we watched those videos, posted it on all the different links and areas that you're supposed to, like Craigslist, Facebook, making our website, all of that, and then eventually we were able to sell. So it's actually pretty funny when, I think the last part of that question was, when were we able to sell? Everything was pretty up in the air for a lot of different people that we spoke to. A lot of people were able to sell within like a week of starting their business, within a week of actually posting their property. For us, it actually took a little bit longer, which was interesting. But so what I would say for us, it was 2 months. And so but then when that 2 month period hit, then basically our inventory was gone, and we started popping off deal after deal after deal. So it's definitely going to vary. I would say it's going to vary by Facebook algorithm. It's going to vary by how well you're able to market it, how well you're able to sell. But the number one thing is we were able to finish that course in a weekend, probably have an up and running business within a week, and then just sticking with it, making sure that you're on your leads, making sure that you're doing everything right, marketing the properties right, following up with people, and then eventually those sales will come through.
Yeah. And honestly, to add on to that, it's just like, if it really depends on what you want to do with this business. So if you want to take this business and you want to go big, you know what I mean? So it's like you got to follow all the steps on the course. So it's like you got to really sit down and take specific notes and really watch each video specifically and like for each thing, because Willie and Paul do a really good job explaining each specific step on how you proceed as you go up the ladder of land business to develop your potential business. So for us, we wanted to start selling land like crazy when we wanted to do this full time. So we went ahead and started attacking the course, and it was just like, you can't just tell everybody to do it. Like everybody has to do it. Like Carlo took time out of his day to sit down and take notes on the course, and so did I. It was our responsibility as an individual and as part of this team is to do our part. You know what I mean? You have to do your part for this to go. But also, this could be a thing. You just want more money coming in monthly, and this could be a thing. And it's not even bothering you because you could be doing your job, and then like maybe 2 months later you sell, and now you're just making more money on top of the money.
Well, and I would also say, just to kind of back up, like, it doesn't matter how long it takes for you to do the training. You need to focus on. There's one really important thing, and that is picking the right market. Anyone can start a land business, but if you go in there and you pick the wrong land market, you're setting yourself up to fail. And I would say that, that's one thing that we really pride ourselves on is the ability to pick the right markets. And it looks like we got, Willie, you have anything you want to add to that?
No, I think that makes a lot of sense. And so I know you mentioned, Carlo, that your goal is to ultimately quit your job. I guess based on your experience so far, how long do you think it might take someone who's getting started to be able to start selling property and then eventually be able to quit their job? I know you haven't.
What is your timeline?
Yeah, what is your timeline?
Yeah, probably gonna quit yesterday, but but no. So honestly, there is the timeline is completely up in the air. As long as I'm able to, do both, I'll do both. Like taking in both those incomes is great. But what the goal should be for I think most people is to originally start with having a land business and having passive income, or at least another source of income coming in, and being able to build out that system. And then from there, if you want to decide you want to scale and do this 100% of your time and not be in your 9-to-5 job anymore, well, then you can do that. So I would say my timeline is, look, as soon as I feel comfortable, with the income that this business is giving me, covering all of my expenses and covering the income that I would be getting from my other position, then I'm out. But until that time, it's not really. We're not really there just yet, I would say.
I like this to add on to what you said. Does one seek private money at the start to scale this business? So, I have a meeting on Thursday with a company that we are going to be partnering with. I kind of hinted at it, but we are going to be partnering with a company with the ability for you to get all of your deals fully funded, and then you would just profit share with them. They're going to basically be a subsidiary of Land Investing Pro. So I think that that's a really important tool. And it's okay to like give up some of the profit in the beginning to build up that cash flow. And, this is something Willie and I, when we started our business, we were in a little bit of a different situation because we both had contributed quite a bit of capital that, just a lot, because Willie had been doing it for a while and I had my business, and we had, very, very big plans for this. Whereas, for someone starting out, 100% I would go and get someone else to fund your deals in the beginning. Willie, you want to talk about that and how, if you were to do it differently, what you would have done? Because I know you like did kind of like a slow build up when you were doing it on the side.
Yeah, no, I think it's very important to start getting deal experience. And if you can get deal experience while leveraging other people's money, I think that's probably the best way to get started. I know when I first got started several years ago, I started using my own capital, and I think it's great to use your own capital. But then the problem comes when you run out of money, and you will run out of money if you start getting into this business, because you find out how many deals there are, and you really, at least if you're me, you're kind of itching and you're saying, oh my gosh, I can't pass up this deal. And then you see another deal and another deal and another deal come through. And at some point, unless you're Bill Gates, you're gonna be running out of money. So at that point, I started reaching out to people in Facebook groups and just tried to start hustling and reaching out to people, say, hey, I got this deal. Here's the county. Here's the APN. Here's what it's worth. Here's what I can get it for. And I found several capital partners, and that was honestly a very big key to being successful at the get-go, because I couldn't have done those deals and I wouldn't have got that deal experience had I not reached out to someone who had the funding. And I wasn't afraid to give up some of the upside because I knew that I couldn't purchase those properties had I not reached out to them. So I have had many, many capital partners when I got started, and I think it's a great idea for someone who is either capital constrained or who are just pretty much spent all their capital on properties. And so I'm excited to offer this to Paul. Is this going to be only exclusively to students of ours?
I don't think so. I think we're going to open it up to anyone. The opportunity that I see here is, there's a lot of other Facebook groups out there for land. There's no one that has an exclusive partner for deal funding. It's, random people just like, hey, I fund deals, or you fund deals. Well, what we see is you can come to us, and the company that we're working with will fund your deals, and it goes directly through our website, so it's a trusted source. And yeah, I think by next week it should be ready. And this is the best part. It would not be a 50-50 split. This would be, if you are doing the work, if you're sending out the mail and you are marketing the properties and all they do is fund it, the split would be you 60, them 40. So that's also really cool, because most people, I don't know, Willie, when you were starting, wasn't it 50-50?
Yeah, it was 50-50.
Yeah, so what we are going to be able to offer everyone is 60-40, which is huge, and I haven't really seen it out there.
Yeah, so I agree with that. I think 60-40 is very generous. So hopefully that'll.
Yeah, and, Sharon, if you can go ahead and just send me an email, paul@landinvestingpros.com. I will add you to the wait list. We do have a nice size wait list of people that will be reached out to first once this is live. So just send me an email if you are interested in it. Will there be a minimum deal size for the capital partner program? I don't know. I'm not sure. But I don't think that they would be interested in funding like a $300 property deal to flip for $1,200. I think I'm guessing it would probably need to be at least $3,000 to $5,000 or something, or multiple properties. I'm not 100% sure, but I just couldn't imagine them being interested in funding a $300 New Mexico lot.
So even if they were to finance like anywhere between $5,000 to $10,000, it doesn't necessarily have to be one property. You can be buying 10 properties at that point.
Yeah. That's a good way to put it. I'm sure they would.
Wow.
Yes.
And that's a really good tool. Go ahead, Paul.
Yeah. What we'll do is we will bring we'll be setting up an email address, special email address and form for you guys to be able to fill out on our website. What we will do is when it becomes live, we will bring her on, and she's basically going to be a part of Land Investing Pros, but we'll bring her on the live and we'll introduce her to everybody, and you can get your questions answered live. So that will be soon. So we have a meeting about it later this week, and we're really, really excited to be able to have this for our students and non-students as well. I think we will open up to non-students as well.
Okay, I think we missed a question back here. Philip says, are you concerned about chargebacks with buyers using credit cards for down payments, etc.? I don't know if you want to tackle that.
Sure. We lose a lot of sleep over chargebacks. They scare us.
Not really anymore. They don't really scare me.
In the beginning, we were real scared about it. So, we went ahead and got it's a pain in the butt, but you can get. Do you need to have a history to get set up with Payment Cloud?
I don't think you need it. No, you don't need to have a history. They might charge a little bit more. So Payment Cloud is a good processor that
They allow real estate transactions.
Yeah, they allow real estate transactions, and so you can get started with them. And honestly, if you run this business the way that we do, the processor shouldn't be an issue unless you're like really doing something a little bit shady or not doing something completely correct. Because when you get people on recurring payments, people are making terms payments. That should be sustainable. Like your chargeback rate should be really, really low, and our chargeback rate is really, really low because everyone's on recurring payments, and those customers who trust you and you've sold a property to, and they're making their 10th, 12th, 15th, 20th payments. Those are not new customers. Those are the same customer, but your chargeback, and say you get one bad customer out of 100, but because the recurring payments happens on average 12 times a year for whenever you sell a property, then you really, if one bad customer out of 100, that's really like one, and you have one chargeback, that's one chargeback per 1,200 charges per on a credit card. So this niche is actually very forgiving in terms of your chargeback ratio. Should not be a major concern. However, it might be when you're first getting started and you don't have that base of buyers who are making those recurring payments. But again, Payment Cloud is a processor that allows vacant land transactions, and you should get started using them if you are concerned about.
Just to preface, there is a lot of hoops that you have to jump through with Payment Cloud, but we have it as our backup. They do allow it. If you get a lot of chargebacks with Stripe, it does become a problem. So we do suggest setting up with Payment Cloud, and it is a lot of work, but it's worth it. Who said this? Who did this?
Who did this? Late to the party night. It's always a wealth of information with you guys, Willie and Paul. That's right. I like that comment. I wish I could see who it is. My phone is dead, so I can't check the Facebook group. But
that's the second time your phone died, right?
Huh?
Yeah. Well, so I do want to add, like, you will be seeing more of Omar and Carlo, but we will be on the Facebook Lives on Tuesday. So and continue to share the wealth of information to you guys, and we really appreciate that feedback.
We bring the party too, Facebook user. Don't you worry.
I do want to dig into the time commitment that it takes, because Carlo and Omar, you guys just started, and you guys and Carlo, you got a full-time job, and you guys have to be on the boat at 5 o'clock, and that is the #1 priority. So if you have to be on the boat, you have a full-time job, and you're doing this business on the side, how much time are you actually spending, and how much time, what would you say the minimum kind of commitment is, and what for someone looking to get started in this niche?
Yeah, so definitely, that was definitely one thing that I wanted to touch on is, if there was any sort of a confusion that this is like a get rich quick kind of a scheme, it's just not. No matter what you're going to be getting into, you gotta put the work in. You gotta put the effort in. You gotta put the effort in to learn it, and you also have to put the effort in to actually execute on what you learn. So there's no doubt about it that it took some time. For the actual time that I would say that I actually had to put in, I personally just like set aside, like physically put it on my calendar every single day after work. I was putting at least 2 hours into land. Like, it wasn't, even if I didn't necessarily have exactly, like what I was going to be doing, like checking off these boxes, I was putting 2 hours into it. So, and a lot of times, like, I would go in not even really knowing like what my plan was, but just wanted to review things, look at some of the properties I posted, anywhere to improve, maybe listen to a podcast, maybe listen to another Land Investing Pros video, just to see if I'm missing something. And that really exponentially grew like the traction and everything else that I was able to see, because It's also very easy for when you don't do that to just say, oh, like things are going fine, and it's everything's okay. I already did everything that I could have done. But really, when you actually sit down, you force yourself to put the time in, almost like you were forced to go into work and work your 9 to 5. You'll pick up on things that you did miss, and now you just improve your business that much more just because.
Well, Carlo, I remember a couple months ago when you were like, dude, I bought all these properties, I'm having a hard time selling, and I'm like, well, are you talking to people? No. Are you doing any of the work? No. Like, you gave it to your brother to do, and then you like looked into it, and he wasn't doing any of the work. And then as soon as I said, Carlo, like, if you want to be successful, you need to go in there and actually do the work, you started to do it. And then I remember you sold one property and then like 3 more in the same, like about a week later. And that was after you stepped in and like did the work.
Yeah, and that was after I just started handling leads. Like, I'm in a sales position myself right now, so I was pretty good at doing that already. So just started handling leads, hopped on the phone call with a few people, and boom, it just happened just like that. So so definitely, this is in terms of the actual time that it's going to take. It's not going to take no time, but it's also not going to take the same amount of time as like a 9 to 5 job. So I think that's very possible for a lot of people, even for people who do work full time like me. So yeah, that's what I would say in terms of the time constraint that this is going to take.
So to add on to that, like me personally, after I watched the course twice, 3 times, 4 times, whenever I go to the gym, what I listen to in my ears is not music. It's just Paul and Willie talking over and over and over. So the information is like hammered inside my brain.
They get you hyped, right?
Yeah, and I'm like, oh wait, I'm just banging out sound like Willie just talking about. Like, I'm just trying to keep going, But like, why I do that is because I'm just trying to memorize the information. And when I memorize it now, I just know what to do instead of like, oh wait, I forgot this little thing. You know what I mean? It's like you missed a little thing that could have helped you out on a sale, or that could have helped you out on the buy side. So it's really up to you. Me and Carlo looked at this as it's like all right, do you want to make money, or do you want to just like, all right, we'll do this like once a week? No, you want to make money. So we sat down. You have to put time and effort into this if you want to make money. It's all on you. Nobody's gonna come to you and be like, hey, you should do this. No. Do you want to make money easily?
It's all on you.
Follow the course.
All on you. It's all about the effort you put in.
Yeah,
that's awesome. And why did you guys choose? I guess what attracted you to this niche over any other niche?
So honestly, the main thing for me was I was always a really, really big real estate fan. Loved real estate. I have.
Your dad does a lot of real estate too.
Yeah, my dad's been involved in multifamily properties, rental properties, things like that. And so I've always been very interested in it because of the passive income aspect, appreciation on the real estate investment, whatever it is. It's a nice hard, tangible asset. You can touch it. I like all that. And it was really like, wow, I'm really interested in that. That's definitely what I want to do, but I have no money. So I was like, what similar type thing can I start getting into, investing wise, that someone with not that much money, who hasn't been working for 50 years, can start getting into, right out of the get-go. And this was literally perfect. Couldn't have been more perfect than this right here.
And honestly, I agree. It's just like to follow on what he said. It's like I've always loved real estate because it's like passive income. You know what I mean? It's like I was like, oh, that's for the future. I shouldn't worry about that now. I gotta make money. But then I was like, wait, we can own land now, not with a lot of money, and we can make a lot more money. I was just like, wait, like I kind of got like a woke up call. I was just like, this is too much. And then that's when I literally sat down and did the research. Look where we are now, making money.
That's awesome. And I guess Jeremy Harlow was the one who posted earlier, and he said that you guys firmly believe in land flipping versus property flipping, i.e. wholesaling. And I know I don't want to beat a dead horse, but
we literally beat this down every week.
We beat it down every week, but that's because there's so many house wholesalers who come into our universe. They find it somehow through some podcast, through some marketing efforts, some Facebook ad, whatever. They started in house wholesaling, they started house flipping, and they're getting frustrated because of tenants. They're getting frustrated because issues with the plumbing, the toilets, the roof on those properties, and they got to go on site to these properties. They got to go estimate repairs. They got to fix things up, and it's just a big headache, and you got to manage a team. If you want to scale that kind of business, you got to manage people going out to those properties, because if you want to scale any business, and Paul, we know this firsthand, you really can't be doing anything in the business yourself. You need to hire out a team, and you need to manage them.
Well, no. Let's preface that. You need to do all the work first by yourself. Know every in and out of the business before you go and give it away.
Right.
Not give it away, but outsource it.
Yep.
Right. But if you want to scale, you gotta eventually like let things go, and just with the house wholesaling, the house flipping niche, you're outsourcing tasks that, I mean, it's just harder to manage those projects. And so this niche is just way more scalable. You could literally choose the best markets in the country. I think that's maybe the most powerful aspect of this niche, that you could literally choose the hottest markets in the country and do it all behind your computer screen. It doesn't work that way with house flipping. It doesn't work that way with house wholesaling. So many better things with this niche. The diligence process takes all but 2 minutes. Yeah, I guess I'll leave it at that. We do talk about that pretty frequently, but we feel pretty strongly about that. And so if you're in that niche, you're in houses, and you're looking for better opportunities that are more scalable, things that you can do with a job and not have to go on site, not have to manage a big team, this is a much better niche for you.
And now to add on to what Willie said, like my family's been in the construction business since I was born. Before I was like, I've seen construction in and out. So it's like I've met a lot of real estate investors who are like flipping houses, and like the amount of times we've ran into this problem where you go into this house because we get asked to check out the house, plumbing wise, electricity, and either you have a plumbing problem or you have something broken in the house. Like many times, like it's so many times you got to go inside the house, rip the house apart, put more money, put more time, put more people. It's just like it's a hassle. You know, with land, it's like it's super easy. Why would you want to pick houses over that?
Like with wholesaling actual properties, like real estate properties, like houses that are already standing on the land, like you can be running into costs throughout the process of wholesaling that property, costs that you could literally just be buying more land properties with. Like that's how much cost that you can be involved in, and then how much more land property you can actually be buying instead of throwing money away. You could be building more inventory, more assets.
And Jeremy, I don't know if you are if you are currently a house wholesaler and you do want to get involved in land, send me a PM on Facebook, send me a message, and I'll hook you up with a good price on the course if you want to make the switch. And that goes to anyone else tonight that is listening. We had people take me up on the offer last week. And if you want to, get involved and start learning land, send me a message on Facebook. I will open up the message request tab now. And if you send me a message tonight, I will respond to that message and give you a special discount. And including the discount, Willie or I will review your first property that comes through. You send either of us a message on Facebook. We'll look at it on DataTree and we will tell you definitively yes or no if you should buy it. That is something we don't normally do. And I'm
I think we kind of lost you right there.
Yeah, you broke up for a second.
He's speechless. Oh, well, I don't know what you guys caught.
We didn't catch any of it.
Yeah.
Just the last part.
You caught nothing?
No, we caught just the part where you said Omar.
Yeah. You were like saying Omar and then cut off. So I don't know if you're coming at me, Paul, like what's
Did you hear my special deal or no?
Yeah.
We got that. You're gonna be able to review someone's property and
Yeah. So me or Willie will look at your first deal that comes through, and you just send us a message on Facebook, and we'll give you a thumbs up or a thumbs down if you should do the deal or not. So send me a message tonight. I don't know what else you guys want to add in tonight. And again, this is going to be the first of many times you're going to be seeing these beautiful young boys. They filmed up a bunch of YouTube content. Look out for us all over the internet. Their faces are going to be everywhere. And yeah, we're really excited about all the things that we got going on in the lab.
A lot of awesome content to come, guys. Awesome content.
Do you have a sneak preview or any topics that are going to be discussed or to be determined?
We're gonna leave it to be determined, honestly. We're gonna let everything speak for itself, and we're pretty excited about it. But we're people are gonna see. Things are gonna turn around. Questions are gonna be answered, and I think the content is gonna be just high quality. That's what I think.
So it's like what to add on to what Carlos said. We're not gonna do a lot of talking. We're just gonna take action because that's what we do. In this business is we take action. That's it. You don't talk, take action. That's it.
I think that is a solid way to wrap it up on this beautiful, actually not so beautiful, it's raining. I don't know what the Florida weather's like, but on this Tuesday night. Willie, anything else you'd like to add?
No, that's it. If anyone watching this has not watched our webinar, we put so much time and effort into thinking about what to include on there. And there's a ton of value. You'll literally be able to get your land investing business started after watching that webinar. So please go to landinvestingpros.com and watch that webinar if you haven't already. But yeah, I'm really excited to get Omar and Carlo ramped up, and content game is going to be much improved. So hope everyone watching this is excited.
See ya.
All right, see you guys. Appreciate everyone's time.
Bye.